What do you actually need on your baby registry? Some items you need to skip, some items you need to get. Let's dive into it right now. This is an Amazon baby registry. I pulled them at random and we're gonna go through the items. So first item, we have a wrap, but it kind of has like an easier back on it. And it looks like it has a little bit of structure in there as well. Then we have what looks like more of a full wrap. So probably deciding between the two items, I would pick one and go with it. It's completely up to you on your confidence level, but you can find YouTube tutorials on how to tie the wrap very simply. Then, okay, now we're gonna scroll down to some baby clothing. So, feeling cute, mighty, okay, just a funny little, novel outfit. Cool, whatever, if you wanna do silly shirts like that, that's fine. Then we got some little overalls. Overalls I have like a love-hate with. I prefer them more for a baby who can walk actually, at like 2 years old, 18 months versus itty bitty. They get a little squished up on them, so just my opinion there. Now we've got my mommy and daddy said something, again, probably a cute little onesie. Then we got a little Carhartt zip up. That could be really nice. Now, pros and cons, okay? So I did like a bear suit with my kids. It was fuzzy and it wasn't necessarily insulated, but it still kept them warm. The pro con, this they need shoes with of some sort, and at 3 months old, you're not gonna have good shoes, really. So my preference when you get something like this is that the footies are attached. Once they're walking, I like this style because they're gonna wear real shoes. But as a itty bitty baby, 3 months old, they're not walking. So for me, I would almost prefer the attached, like slippers, booties, whatever. And then also same thing on the hands. It's really hard to put mittens on a 3-month-old. The bear suit that I had a cuffed like sleeve thingy that could go over their hands. I loved the bear suit. This is probably good as well, but just some pros and cons to consider. And if any of the items on this baby registry really jump out at you, it's something you would want to put on your baby registry, the links will be in the description as well as in the first pinned comment. All right, this bath, like shower thing, I did not experience this. It's only $25. Could be really cool, could be kind of silly. You can also just use a cup and pour it on their head. So for me, it'd probably be a skip, but for you, that might be a get. Okay, a couple of bottles, Komotomo, I believe is how you say this. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. There are some baby bottles that are like similar to the breast, just like breastfeeding. They like to act like the shape is what it is. It's not about the shape. Okay, a little bit more rounded, yes, is better than just a straight, say Dr. Brown's, but it's really all about the nipple, okay? Do I think this one is a little more natural than say a Dr. Brown's bottle? Yes, okay? But look at the top, don't worry so much about the bottom. Then we have a bottle cleaning brush set. Now, I don't know if this would actually look cute in your kitchen or if it would look really tacky. For me, I like one simple bottle brush and then one like straw cleaner, and that does the job. So up to you. $12.69 is not a bad price though. I will say that. Next, we have a hand foot ink pad set. This is for grabbing their footprints and handprints. Absolutely, if you want some mementos, if you have something in mind to do this with, get it, okay? You can't go back in time and get those little hand and footprints. There are things like that that I do wish I almost had more of because it's like you can't go back. When it comes to sentimental stuff like this, I pretty much never say no. Some Dove body lotion. Love that it has a pump. Now, once your kid's a toddler, the pump is more risky for them to make a mess if they get a hold of it. But for you as the mom with squirmy babies, whether it's like body wash or shampoo in the bath, lotion, the pump is very nice to have. So keep that in mind. I think this is just a basic blanket, checkered, no problem there, a little expensive. I like a couple different blankets, maybe a floor quilt, maybe a smaller blanket to like tuck them into their car seat. You can do different things with different size blankets. Nursing, so they're looking to breastfeed. Nursing pillow, I did it without a nursing pillow. If you're gonna get one that's cheap, honestly. And then we got nipple cream. I have never seen, oh, it's Frida. I've never seen this one specifically. Honestly, get a cheap nipple balm. Like, it is important though. I would say that. It's a very important item for breastfeeding. Then getting into travel, the car seat, strollers. So this is a camera and then the screen goes up front so you can see baby while you're driving. You can also just do a mirror. Mirrors are typically though around 20 bucks. At $36.44, this isn't too far off. And the pro con to it, so the mirror, your kid can like kick it and bump it. It can get pushed down and forward and sideways. This camera mount is probably gonna stay a little more secure. And then the screen up front, say the mirror gets tilted, you can't see baby. Or say it is dark outside, say you're driving in the evening, you can't see them with the mirror necessarily, but this camera probably has a little bit of like night vision. In fact, it says night vision on there. So on that screen, you actually will be able to see them. Some people completely want to skip this. I like to be able to see my babies. Things can happen. They can tilt forward as a newborn or just get at a weird angle and you might be like, are you good back there? And it is good to see them. Okay, they might choke on their spit. They might, I don't know. You should keep them safe as far as toys, blankets. Take bows off your girl's head because a bow can come down, get under their nose, and babies breathe through their nose more than their mouth. That's my understanding anyway. So keep the car seat safe, but if you want to invest in this camera, not a bad choice. Then we have a universal stroller organizers. A lot of strollers do not come with adequate storage on the handrail, especially newer strollers, and it's because we want them to fold down so compactly. So something like this would be honestly really nice to have. See if you could maybe find one that's a little more affordable, but overall, it's a good buy. And next we have a car seat toy. Go as cheap as possible. This is actually pretty good. A lot of car seat toys, like the spiral ones, they'll be $15, $20. So $10, not too bad. Not an essential. You could just give them a random toy, but if you want it, not a bad price. Moving on, we have some teething keys. That's fine. If you have anybody in your life, sister, friend, and their babies are growing up and getting out of this phase, maybe take some hand-me-downs. I wouldn't get this at Goodwill, but from somebody you know, it's like, no big deal. It's a short-lived phase, so I like to be affordable. Dr. Brown's a formula dispenser at $4. Not bad if you're gonna go formula route. And if you do, it is nice to have that for the diaper bag. I breastfed, but you don't wanna take a whole canister with you. You could pre-measure and put it in the bottles. That's another option, but for $4, not a bad item. Next, we got some baby powder. Up to you if you wanna do baby powder versus a cream for, booty rash. Then we've got a table set, the whole shebang. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I wouldn't get this. And I have a few reasons why. So this has one plate, one bowl, one set of silverware. Well, I think there might be two sets of silverware, like a baby one and a bigger one. One bib. It's like individuals of everything, and I would rather have matching sets. So I'd rather get 2 or 3 bibs that match. A stack of 10 plates that match and will stack, bowls that will stack. These are not gonna stack inside of things. And before you know it, your kitchen cabinets are really, really full of plates that are mismatched, of cups that are mismatched. So if you can find at least some matching sets, that's the way to go. We have some window shades, nothing wrong with that. We didn't get them, we managed without them, but if you want them, okay. Then we have a bassinet cover. I believe this is just the cover for the $18.89. So that is to keep out mosquitoes. I'm a little confused where you're using your bassinet that you would need to keep out mosquitoes. Why is bassinet outside? Not exactly sure. We're gonna just let that go. Next, we have a diaper bag. That is a really cute diaper bag. It looks like it has a changing pad with it. I love. Price isn't listed here because it's currently unavailable, but very cute. Some all free and clear laundry detergent. Okay, I always say with Dreft or whatever you're doing, the whole family needs to be on the same detergent or else it really doesn't matter. Your clothes are gonna touch and get mixed. Then we've got a carrier for dad. It's one where you just slide baby in, kind of like a kangaroo pocket. Now, you can't do this once the baby's too heavy, and you also gotta be careful of your movements, no leaning forward, things like that. But it can be a nifty little way to cocoon them and have dad kind of bond with them, Then we have some straps. These straps can work for pacifiers or sippy cups, toys. If you want to latch a toy onto their car seat, for example, or, if you're at a restaurant, latch their cup onto the high chair so it doesn't hit the floor, especially public places where the floor is gross. At home, I probably wouldn't use this, but public, I would consider it. Next, we have some olive oil. I almost wonder if that's for cradle cap or something to do with their skin. I don't really know, but cool. If they want it, good for them. I'm putting it on here. An LSU bodysuit onesie, again, up to you. I would not pay $30 for a single onesie though, but that's just where you have a hobby and an interest and you want a little onesie of it. Honestly, buy a purple onesie and find somebody that's got a cricket and they could put LSU across it. Maybe that would be a better idea. Then we've got some camo. Maybe dad is a hunter. Not a bad price for pants, shirt, and bow. Not terrible. All right, now we've got an essentials postpartum recovery kit. So $36.39, not terrible. Honestly, not bad for what you're getting. I would say not bad. I feel like Frida can be very expensive. This brand, Mom Free, I think is what it says. It's not bad, not bad. Then we have some cocoa butter. So here's the thing here. If this is stretch mark cream, you're gonna want it before your baby shower. If it's recovery, I don't know how much you're actually doing for your skin. So not sure on that. That might be a little bit of a gimmick. Then we've got some CeraVe CeraVe, I believe is how you say it, body wash and shampoo. Again, it's got the pump, very clean kind of body wash and shampoo. So probably a good call there. Now we got Cetaphil though. I would only get one of those and I would choose the first one because I had the pump. Then we've got a carrier here. I feel like I see this carrier and I always judge it. I'm like, it's a little too cheap. Like when you get a carrier, you want good straps. You want a good waistband strap because you want that weight distributed evenly and as spread as possible. So I don't feel like this is a very nice carrier. I would go better or not bother. And then we have a 5-drawer tower. I love that for like maybe inside a closet to just organize a little better. If you don't want a dresser in their room, like that's a very practical organizational item. So I love it. Good on them on thinking through that organization. And with that, that's the end of this baby registry. If any of these items interest you, go ahead and check for that link in the description and in the first pinned comment. Now, they're missing some items, okay? We didn't see a few things like the car seat, the actual crib or the actual bassinet. Why are they not on here? I don't know. But I offer a baby registry review service where I will work with you and it's me specifically. I don't have a team. You will be working with me. I go through your baby registry similar to this, but in more detail and more specific and tailored to you. So you're going to tell me, are you going to work and put your kid in daycare or have a nanny, or are you going to be a stay-at-home mom? Are you planning to breastfeed, pump, or go straight to formula? Are you at home with pets or stayers? What items do we need for that possibly, such as a baby gate? So what I can do is tailor it to you and help you get what you're missing and skip what you need to take off. We're going to save you money in the sense of let's add practical items. Let's add things like diapers, needs, not extras that are not needs. Okay, there's enough things to put on your baby registry that are just needs. You don't need luxury and wants type items. So if you're interested in my baby registry review service, go ahead and check for that link down below in the description. In the meantime, check out some other videos on my channel going through more baby registries just like this that have different products. All right, think it through. What do you need and what do you need to skip? And I'll see you in another video. Until then, have a great day.